Okay, what is up there YouTube? This is J-Man Time, and today I have a video on one of Germany's, or Imperial Germany's, most advanced anti-tank weapons slash anti-aircraft weapons slash aircraft machine guns of the First World War. And this weapon system here led to the development of a number of German and Swiss anti-aircraft guns during the post-war era and during the Second World War. And that is the German Becker M2 dual-purpose autocannon from the year of 1916. The Becker M2 was a 20mm autocannon that was originally designed for the German Luftwaffe in the First World War as an aircraft machine gun for German bombers and fighter aircraft. The weapon system was developed by Reinhold Becker in the year of 1913, 1 year before World War I, and was put into production in the year of 1916. The weapon was manufactured by the Stahlwerke Becker manufacturing plant located in the German city of Rhein-Neckendorf in the Berlin region of Germany. The weapon was chambered for the 20 by 70mm RB cartridge and was fed by a 15-round box magazine. It had a rate of fire of 325 rounds per minute and had an armor penetration of at least 8 to 20mm. The weapon system was designed for the German Luftwaffe, although there were ground versions developed for the German land army as both an anti-aircraft weapon and an anti-tank weapon. The Luftwaffe began using these weapons as early as 1916, and they were fitted to a variety of fighter, reconnaissance, and bomber aircraft for the German Air Force of the First World War. Later on, between 1917 and 1918, after the introduction of the British tanks and the French tanks, the Germans developed a ground version, or an anti-tank version known as the 2cm tank Abwehr cannon Becker M2, and over 200 of these were manufactured for the German ground army between 1917 and 1918 for use against enemy armored fighting vehicles like tanks and armored cars. In total, between the 539 and 739 of these weapons systems were manufactured between 1916 and 1918. The weapon system overall weighed 30 kilograms or 66 pounds fully loaded. It includes with the 15-round box magazine. The weapon system was manufactured by three companies: the Becker Company, the Spandau Company, which also manufactured most of Germany's light machine guns like the MG08 and the MG15, and it was also manufactured by the Mann Company, based in Munich, Germany. In total, over 700 guns were manufactured, with at least 300 to 400 of these being surrendered to the Allies at the end of World War I. During World War I, they were also used to defeat many British tanks during the 100 Days Offensive in 1918. After World War I, the patent was sold to a variety of different German companies, one of them being the Seemag Company, or SEMAG, also known as the Seebach Maschinenbau AG Gesellschaft, in 1921, who would go on to manufacture a updated version known as the Seemag-L. The Seemag-L would eventually evolve into the Swiss Oerlikon 20mm anti-aircraft autocannon, starting in 1924. After World War I, there were several modified versions of the Becker gun in total, including the Seemag-L, the Oerlikon F, the Oerlikon L, and the Oerlikon S in the 1920s and 30s. These guns were used in a variety of conflicts, including the Bolivian-Paraguayan Chaco War of 1932 to 1935. The final version of the Becker machine gun was the German MGFF autocannon, which was manufactured by the Ikaria Werke in Berlin starting in 1936. It was pretty much a simplified Becker machine gun designed for the German Luftwaffe as a armament for many of the German bomber and fighter aircraft that were later used or seen during the Second World War. Even though the Becker machine gun only saw about 3 years worth of combat, it would spawn a whole generation of German and Swiss 20mm anti-aircraft weapons and 20mm ground weapons. It wasn't the only 20mm developed in World War I. There were two other German 20mm, one developed by Earhart and a 19mm autocannon developed by Saskitz. But neither of these made it past the prototype stage, making the Becker M2 the only real 20mm German autocannon or dual-purpose autocannon used during the First World War. So what do you all think of this? The Becker M2, Germany's first 20mm autocannon or 20mm flak, and also the first fully automatic anti-tank weapon developed during the First World War or towards the end of World War I, and also one of the first infantry 20mm autocannons to see widespread use, or at least some use, during the Great War of 1914 through 1918. Please tell me in the comment section below, and until next time, this was J-Man Time signing off.